Hey guys, this is Change of Play, and today I'll be coming to you with a new video about the combat of Escape from Tarkov, which is very simple but also very in-depth at the same time. And in this video, I'll just have a few clips of me and my buddy, and this is just some footage of us getting into some gunfights on customs and woods. I don't like to play on factory that much due to the nature of dying and losing everything, so I decided we'll just get right into the video. I'll be discussing just 5 quick tips for noobs and experienced people alike to improve their combat capabilities and survive in Tarkov. So, my biggest tip for anyone that's playing this game is to pick your battles wisely, because not every situation you're going to get into is going to be fightable. And by that, I mean you just got to be really good at running. Running away is the safest and most important thing you can do in this game sometimes, because you just can't fight every battle. People are going to have to jump on you. You're going to get ambushed. You're not going to know where shots are coming from. Your best bet is to just escape the situation. And especially if your loot's not insured, dying in this game does come with a huge penalty, so obviously you're going to run a lot. My second tip for fighting in this game is picking the right weapon for the right situations and getting a nice feel of your weapon before combat. Because in longer range situations, having an SKS or an M4 is going to help you out. Whereas if you're in medium range, I would choose an AN, and short range, a pistol or a shotgun. So knowing the weapons for your situation is really important, and knowing the specifics about your weapon is important too. The type of ammo you're using, its travel speed, how loud it is, all these different factors come into play when you're in a gunfight in Tarkov. And the speed of the fights, it's not quick. Like when you're in an engagement can last 2 to 5 minutes. Not obviously there's situations where you just get insta popped, but most of the time when you're going to get shot at, you're going to have time. You're going to have to figure out where the gunshots are coming from, and just analyze the situation. Um, my next pro tip for you guys is to definitely be aware of your surroundings, know the location, know the spots where people would ambush you from, and know the spots to ambush people. Because setting up a nice ambush for someone is the greatest feeling thing in the world. Someone walks into a certain space, and it's like you're camping in a corner ambush, but you have an overlook on an area. You see someone walking over the bridge in customs, and you just start lighting them up. Like, some of those situations are the ones you need to put yourself in. Uh, Another really good tip for this game is definitely utilizing bullet penetration and other shooting mechanics in this game. Bullets do ricochet, and bullets do go through stuff. So it's very important to just know your environment and your surroundings in general. Another thing I found really difficult, or even semi irritating to deal with, is the bullet damage based on like the body parts you're hitting, because you're gonna shoot someone in the chest 5 to 6 times, and if they have body armor, you're not shooting them. So when you're fighting these high looted players, it's best to actually aim for the lower body mass or the arms or like the face if you can get a shot, because most of these players have Kevlar helmets and body armor. So even with your 5.45 rounds, and your 5.56 rounds aren't going to go through the body armor, they're just going to bounce off. So if you're shooting center mass, you're going to hit the person, but it's not going to do any damage to them. You might break a bone, but other than that, if you shoot for the legs and the arms, you're guaranteed to at least cause them to bleed, fractures, anything, and you're causing actual damage. But when you're in these high level situations and you're aiming center mass, you're not going to do as much damage as you really think you are, and you're going to come out of these gunfights sometimes dying, and you're wondering, like, I shot the dude 5 times in the chest, why isn't he dead? It's because he has body armor. And however people are complaining about, well, that's unrealistic. Well, that actually is pretty realistic. If you have body armor, a 5.56 NATO round might not go through it if it's good enough. So if you're trying to play the realism card, you're going to lose. So just Sometimes if you're fighting high looted players, aim lower body mass and arms, or aim for the body mass if it's on the side, because I don't believe the armor is plates, so it covers the front and the back, not the sides, which is very important. So like an armpit area, that's a pretty lethal shot that'll do arm and chest damage. Uh, and another tip is definitely when you're going into these combat situations, speaking of armor and helmets, make sure you have armor and helmets with you when you're going to fight. It's a very, very important. If you're gonna get shot repeatedly, then having this armor will save your life. And I've noticed a difference from having armor and not having armor. I died significantly less. I was able to escape situations where I wouldn't have been able to escape from if I didn't have the armor. I would have taken multiple chest shots, and that would have been it for me. Two 5.45 rounds to the chest that's game over. You're pretty much dead at that point. So just having body armor and helmets really improves your combat capability. And pretty much that's everything I have to discuss today. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.